Thinking about moving to Mobile, Alabama? Well, before you pack your bags, there are some things you must know. From understanding the local cost of living to getting a feel for some of the neighborhoods, I'm here to give you the inside scoop on your journey. Hi, I'm Asher Anderson, a local realtor here with Roberts Brothers Inc. Whether you're looking to relocate here or just exploring your options, I'm here to guide you through the process. Now let's get started with these 7 things you must know before moving to Mobile. First up is the cost of living. Let's look at taxes. In Alabama, the state's taxes between 2 and 5% depending on your income bracket. This is a lot lower than most of the US, so that's a plus. Going down to the property taxes, here in Mobile, property taxes are quite low, lower than most of the rest of the US, so another plus. Now, a downside is the sales tax. In Mobile, the sales tax is 10% on everything, including groceries. This is substantially higher than surrounding states like Florida that don't have a grocery tax, or Mississippi where it tends to be closer to 7%. In terms of housing, the median home price is about $215,000 here in Mobile, which is much lower than the national average. Fuel also tends to be about 10 to 15% lower than the rest of the US. Home insurance is a bit higher as expected since we're in a hurricane-prone area, but it's substantially lower than areas like Florida. Keep an eye out for a video next week where I'll go into more depth on the cost of living here in Mobile. Number 2, let's look at the job market. Some of the major employers here in Mobile are Austal, Airbus, the Port, USA or the University of South Alabama, and Infirmary Health. Let's go through each one of them. So first we have Austal. Austal's a DoD contractor and builds ships for the Navy. It's a big influence on the economy here locally, as is Airbus. Airbus, of course, is the airplane builder, manufacturer. They have 2 assembly lines in Mobile at what's called Brookley Airfield, and they're currently working on opening a 3rd one, which will expand their production capability quite a bit. Next up, we have the University of South Alabama, which not only employs many people at the college itself, but they own several hospitals and many medical clinics throughout Mobile that they employ medical personnel at. We have Infirmary Health, another large hospital network in the state and also in Mobile that's a large healthcare provider. And finally, let's talk about the port. So the port in Mobile is another big driver in the economy. It's the largest port in the state of Alabama, and though it's only the 42nd largest port in the US, it is the 2nd fastest growing. So since 2013 to now, the volume of goods coming through the Mobile port has over doubled. They're currently working on deepening the channel that the ships use to come into the port to 50 feet. Once it's at this depth, it will be able to have even larger cargo ships coming in, which is expected to bring more shipping, logistics, and transportation jobs to Mobile once that's finished. Third, you need to know about the general areas in Mobile, as each of these areas varies quite a bit. So we'll go ahead and break it down into just 5, and everyone might have a little bit different of a classification for these places. But we have downtown, midtown, mid-Mobile, West Mobile, and South Mobile. So let's go through each of these individually. First up is downtown. Like it sounds, downtown is near the heart of the bustling core of Mobile. Here you can find historic homes all the way to new contemporary loft-style apartments. In the last 20 to 30 years, there's been a push to revitalize downtown Mobile, and it's really worked. It's transformed, and now it's an awesome place to go. Many restaurants to eat there, so it puts you right in the middle of everything if you live in downtown. Next up is Midtown. Midtown is really all the way from where downtown stops, which is debatable, to I-65. In this area, there's a mix of historic and suburban vibes. The homes are often built somewhere between the late 1800s, like 1880, all the way to 1950. So this area is great for people who are looking for homes that do have that historic character built into them. It's easy access to both downtown and to the interstate, and really go anywhere you're trying to. Then there's Mid-Mobile. So Mid-Mobile encompasses areas like Spring Hill and Cottage Hill. These areas are more suburban. They're known for their live oak tree lined streets, a lot of neighborhoods, sidewalks, community parks available in this area. So you'll see a lot of people walking the sidewalks, riding their bikes, different things like that. Next, there's West Mobile. As the city of Mobile's continued to grow, it's really been a westward expansion, and the city usually incorporates more and more of West Mobile as time goes on. This is where a lot of the new construction homes will be felt, and it's definitely more rural than the rest of Mobile. There's more of a suburb feel, especially as you get closer to the Mississippi line. These are often large lots and neighborhoods that are kind of few and far in between. Finally, there's South Mobile. We're going to call South Mobile what's south of Interstate 10. This area has communities like Irvington and Theodore. It's great for people who want more land because it's a little bit secluded out there and who want easy access to the bay and water activities that it provides. The fourth thing you should know is the weather. As you probably expect, it's hot here. We're all the way at the south part of Alabama and the weather definitely shows, but having the bay next to us does cool it down a bit compared to areas that would be a couple hours north of here. Throughout 8 months of the year, really, from early spring to late fall, it's pretty warm. The hottest months being June, July, August, where it's common to have temperatures above 90. Very humid. Expect showers in those hottest 3 months, really almost every day. Not that they're all day showers, but often it will start out sunny and hot in the morning, and it gets to the afternoon and we get an afternoon shower. So keep an umbrella on you, keep a rain jacket on you, something to be prepared for these thunderstorms that seem to come out of nowhere. The plus side is our winters are quite mild. There'll only be a few nights a year that really get below 32 degrees. So if you're coming from a place that has tons of snow and you want to escape it, it's a great place to get away from all the cold weather. Of course, we couldn't talk about weather without mentioning hurricanes. So Mobile is right on the Gulf of Mexico, and this does put it at a higher risk of getting hurricanes. The areas most affected by this are often the ones south of Interstate 10 and closer to the Mobile Bay. These are the areas that will get the highest wind and the highest risk for flooding due to a storm surge. But Mobile has a lot of creeks that go through it, so some areas are flood zones, even that aren't right next to the water. The fifth thing you should be aware about in Mobile is the traffic. So while Mobile really isn't that large of a city, the population's only around 200,000, it still has quite a bit of traffic problems. These are largely going from West Mobile to downtown or from Baldwin County to downtown during rush hour time. As the city expanded further west, there weren't any interstates or highways put in, so a lot of people rely on Airport Boulevard to get to downtown or Government, and both of these routes get pretty congested during that rush hour time. From Baldwin County, the main way you get to Mobile is the I-10 Bayway. The Bayway relies on the Wallace Tunnel, which is notorious for getting backed up really every day at rush hour, and especially during peak season. So during the summer months when a lot of people are traveling from the western part of the US to the eastern part of the US to go to the beaches, it just adds to the amount of traffic going through the tunnel and really can make it hard for commuters going from Mobile County to Baldwin County when they're also dealing with all the summer traffic. Number 6 on things you need to know is the education opportunities. So in Mobile, of course, there's the public school system. The public school system here, though, is a little different than some other areas. It has both the traditional schools and what are called magnet schools. If you want to go to these schools that are usually a little specialized, you would meet certain criteria, then apply to go there, and if you get selected in the lottery, then you can go to that school. The public school system has about 60,000 students. The private school sector here is also pretty large with about 14,000 students, and there are a lot of options throughout the city on where to go for those. Mobile also has a lot of higher education opportunities. The big ones for this are the University of South Alabama, Spring Hill College, and the University of Mobile. University of South Alabama is a Sunbelt school that offers programs all the way from engineering to business to various different medical and allied health professionals. Spring Hill College is a private Jesuit school that focuses on liberal arts and has quite a tight-knit community. As it sounds, it's in the heart of Spring Hill in Mobile. The University of Mobile is on the northern part of Mobile. It's a smaller school that has a nice close-knit community that does offer a lot of liberal arts programs, but also they're fairly well known in the area for their nursing and nurse practitioner programs. Finally, let's wrap it up with the cultural and lifestyle things you should know about Mobile as point number 7. As you may know or suspect, Mardi Gras is a big deal here, and Mobilians will quickly let you know that Mardi Gras started in Mobile, not New Orleans. In fact, it was celebrated over a decade before it was ever celebrated in New Orleans. It's not just a day here, it really expands for several weeks, with parades happening mostly in the downtown area, but some happening in other parts of the city or in the southern part of the county. Many of the locals also enjoy the outdoor activities that the area has to offer, such as boating on the bay or kayaking in the Mobile Tensol Delta, or visiting some of the many nearby beaches. Some of these beaches are Biloxi, Dolphin Island, the Gulf Shores Orange Beach area, or Pensacola. Starting off with Biloxi, it's about 60 miles from Mobile. And while the water itself isn't as nice, a lot of people like going here for all the casinos that are there and for the entertainment opportunities that it provides. To the next one east is Dolphin Island. As you progress further east, the water keeps getting a little clearer and a little clearer. So Dolphin Island's water, clearer than Biloxi. It's a pretty small area, quiet beach. There are some restaurants and different things to do there, but it's a very chill, laid-back experience. Then you go over to Baldwin County, to either Gulf Shores or Orange Beach. This is much more of a touristy vibe. There are lots of attractions, there are lots of condos, different restaurants to eat at. My personal favorite is Pensacola, which is about 70 miles from Mobile. The water here tends to be quite a bit clearer than some of the Alabama beaches because it is part of the Emerald Coast of Florida. It's also a little quieter than Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, but it's a great place to check out if you are wanting to go for that further drive into Florida. I hope this video helped you understand a little bit better what to expect when moving to Mobile, Alabama. If you need any help, please feel free to leave a comment below or to reach out to me directly. And don't forget, if you found any use out of this video, like it, comment, subscribe so you get more information on all things Mobile, and thank you for watching.